we're getting on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, proper.
Do you reckon?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way we win in that game.
You going?
Yeah.
Me too. And I kind of agree with you.
Is Sunday just kind of irrelevant? Like, we're
Not
expected...
really, no, because if we beat them, we can stop them winning the league.
Well, yeah, okay,
and do you know what? I think we should have a lap of honour.
I didn't even think that we could beat them.
I think, we'll have a parade. Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is Off the Bar, brought to you by Green King Sport. Joining us today, we've got Mr. Stephen Howson, as always. How are we?
Yeah, man.
You all right? Are you over, like, Brentford already?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, and what? What was that? Who cares anymore?
How many times have you seen that sort of shit this season? Can't get, like, all hysterical about it, can you?
No, mate. When you've had 11 defeats, I know it weren't a defeat, but when you've had 11 defeats in the league alone.
When I've had the last 10 years watching this fucking club.
You know what I mean? Honestly.
By the way, did we miss the anniversary of Andy Tate's Moise?
I love the fact you watch so many videos on this channel. No, we did a big push on the channel.
Alright, cool. Just checking.
We did a documentary on it. You were in it a little bit, I think, probably, and it went out on the channel. Yeah, so if you want to go check it out, you can do. But me and Andy,
deep in the game we are.
Yeah, me and Andy went back there, recreated it. We spoke about his rise, his meteoric rise, and he interviewed Jose Mourinho and all that stuff. Yeah, it was alright, man. It was good. Also joining us for only his third appearance on the channel. If
Cake Shagger number one.
Yeah.
As well.
Cake Shagger number one.
Cake Shagger number one, otherwise known as Adam Ashton. How are we doing?
Yeah, good, yeah.
I've got a bone to pick with you though. I was saying this before, and we're going to talk about it on camera. You make all these cakes, and you know you're a cake maker extraordinary. You've been on the telly making cakes, yeah. Have you
Was
seen
it on Bake Off?
No, well, it was like the Canadian-American version, which is like Bake Off on steroids.
Really?
It's like, they make like little tarts and things on Bake Off. This was like, make a 4-foot reindeer in 5 hours.
Because it's American, obviously.
And it's got to move and stuff like that. Play the
drums
drums and stuff.
It's just got more calories in it.
Yeah.
How did you get on?
Didn't win.
You didn't?
Well, I didn't win, but the people who won, they knew the judges. There was definitely a bit of that going on.
Oh, hello.
There was a bit of, like, when we got there was like all shaking hands and all that kind of stuff.
Was you on there for like a British box ticking?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were the... Yeah,
but then they hear you speak and be like...
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Because they made us wear, like, for the audition, they made us wear Union Jack T-shirts.
Well, that's handy because you wear that anyway, don't you?
Do you know what's funny?
wear that,
And I know that this probably happened to you on the overlap last week. They probably asked you to wear merch of some sort and you went, no. Because that's what they do. Every time any TV network goes, can we get you lads on from Stretford Paddock? Yeah, and can you wear merch? No. We're coming, but we're not wearing merch.
Yeah. Can you wear red? No. I'll wear my own clothes.
I fucking love that.
Yeah. It made like it's
because everyone, you turn up there, every other helmet from every other club just looks like been rolled around a megastore glued up.
And do you know what I love about it now? They didn't even ask me this time round.
We've set the stall out, haven't we?
Paddock, he's not wearing merch. Don't bother asking him. Like, it ain't happening. He'll just turn up in his own clothes.
I'd rather do that than wear a Union Jack, though.
Mate, I mean, it's a bit more. Did you explain to them the connotations that can sometimes happen with the Union Jack?
Well, I didn't know because I wanted to be on TV. But yeah, it was a good experience. It was good.
Yeah,
filmed in Canada. But we didn't win.
So they flew you over to Canada?
Won. Yeah, we would have won. Yeah, we got like a week paid for in Canada.
Whereabouts in Canada?
In Toronto. We would have won 10 grand if we'd have won, but we didn't. Ours was the best though. Watching it was on Christmas Day.
Really?
Yeah, ITV.
You back yourself say it was the best?
Yeah, ours was definitely the best. I was a bit too ambitious with the mechanics and stuff.
Like mechanics?
Yeah, it had to move in 3 different ways.
What?
So, like,
you had to make a moving cake?
Yeah. So
this is why Bake Off beats it, because it's just that Mary, whatever she's called.
Mary Berry?
It's a lovely little tart.
Yeah, look at this little tart. Oh, it's got a soggy bottom and all
when
that.
I was like soldering wires and stuff about 2 days before I went to Canada.
Really?
To try and get this like thing to
Have you ever seen Cake Boss?
No.
Cake Boss.
Yeah.
Fine done.
So what was
like
your
that
actual cake?
It was a reindeer.
It moved?
It moved, yeah. It was so the theme was Christmas and rock music. So we made a reindeer that played the drums and nodded its head. And
is this happening? Am I having some sort of acid flashback here?
It's America, innit?
What?
American telly, innit?
What?
Can't just say, make us a nice cake.
Yeah. Can you make us a cake that moves, that plays the drums? What?
If you do watch it, which I don't advise, it's really cheesy as well. It's like they got me doing all kinds of stuff like twirling around with a rolling pin in my hand and everything. And then like doing all this mad stuff to camera. It's really.
I am 100% going to watch that now. And me and you are going to talk about it on camera with Stephen.
All of those clips.
Yeah, we are going to have another episode of Off the Bar featuring you next week where we've watched it and we critique your performance. Yeah, and I'm not even remotely joking. That is going to be the second part of this episode.
It's disgusting. It's horrible.
Sometimes you get a free. To be honest with you, we've all done pretty cringe stuff, and if you're getting a free trip to Canada. My point, though, when I started this entire conversation was we've not had any cakes in here. You've been over to Toronto making moving cakes with soldering your wires.
We have had cakes in here.
Well, I haven't.
When we flipped over the channel, he made Stretford Paddock cakes.
No wonder you were singing his praise and told me I should get him on it. So you've made him cakes?
I made a Kraken for Steve.
Was that you that made that?
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. I didn't know that was you.
About the size of this bastard table.
It was. Yeah. That was mint, that.
And I broke down on just as coming into Manchester, just coming off the M62. Broke down at the traffic lights and with a cake in the back. The police came because to try and move the car and stuff, and they were launching stuff at it out of my boot. Because they didn't realise there was this big cake in the back.
Oh my God, can you imagine? And you'd have been getting it, wouldn't you, if you start fighting with coppers?
Managed to fix it.
Yeah. Don't touch my Kraken.
Hey, nice. So, you've made him a Kraken, which was amazing. Can we not just have a few little...
I'll bring some in. If United win anything this season.
No.
Can't link it to that. That's a cop-out on it.
Say what, bring us in a cake if Chelsea or Liverpool win this week.
All right,
yeah?
Yeah, all right.
Now, Joe, what? I reckon we're nailing down to next time we win the league, I want a full-size... perfect, flawless replica of the Premier League trophy that we can eat.
Yeah, full size, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember when we first won it, you used to get them little... Can we have a few of them as well?
What's that?
The winners.
The mini ones.
You used to get the mini ones, like the players.
That was the one. One-time play, that.
Yeah, they didn't do it again, did they?
No, but Rio's got a mini Premier League one and a mini Champions League one.
Has he got one?
I don't know.
Did he make it? Did he get it commissioned himself?
Maybe, yeah.
I would. That was me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so can we have one of them as well?
Yeah, you'd make your knocker of your door handle and you'd house out of it.
Yeah,
Champions League.
Like everyone would know. Champions League. Winning it as well. He was captain, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mate, that's elite, that, isn't it? It's ridiculous, that, isn't it? Just how good we were.
But do you know what? I'm lucky enough that I've spoke to him about this as well, but I watched it in the Palace, mate, and there was
what?
The Palace Hotel in town.
Okay, yeah.
They had a basement. About 3,000 was in there, so it was sick. It was like a game.
Love that.
So, like everyone singing and getting into it and that. And I remember saying to like Ben and people that I was out with, "Oh, we're fucking winning this because of Rio's face. Have you seen how focused he looks? It's like a proper, just having it face." And I spoke to him and said, like, "What?" Because he looks to his left. And I went, "What are you looking at?" Because I thought he was looking at where it said "believe," because we had "believe" in the crowd.
When's this before the game?
Yeah.
Right.
Does he's walking out?
Yeah.
And I went, "What are you looking at?" And he went, "I'm trying not to look at the trophy."
I think you can tell sometimes, you know when you see players walk onto the pitch, I think they're going to have a good game today just by how they look. I see it especially with like penalties. I think you can tell whether they're going to put it away or not. If they look a bit nervous, you think he's going to smash it.
I said to Jayden was bending Frank Lampard's ear off once in the Lowry 10 years ago or something, and I just left him to it, and he'd been there about 20 minutes, and I was like, I'm going to have to just fucking go and get him off Frank Lampard for a minute, I think. Jayden's 7 something, right? So I come over, and as I'm walking over, Lampard goes, "Oh, I bet your dad enjoyed that." And I'm like, I can't rip him. I want to rip him because I hate John Terry.
Yeah.
And he's obviously his mate. But he's been so nice with my son.
Yeah.
I can't hammer him, can I?
No.
Yeah. So I said, "Oh, I'd have enjoyed what?" And he went, "Moscow." And I was like, and I didn't know what to say. You're like, what do you even say here?
Yeah.
And I went, I knew Anelka was missing that penalty. And he went, so did I. And you could tell like he believed every syllable of what he just said to his core. And I was like, oh shit.
Have you interviewed Van der Sar?
No.
If you do, or when you do, because you know that undoubtedly will, ask him if he's smiling when he saves that penalty. I have watched that footage a million times today. I can't see, because he smiles after he saved it, but you can't tell because it's not HD enough. See if he's actually going.
Well, he clocks it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He goes, and I'm thinking, going there, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think he knows, like when you're that way, because it's not a good penalty. You go, I've got this. Yeah. It's not. I'm not stretching. It's here. There's no way this is getting past me.
I'd love to mic up a keeper for a penalty shootout.
Oh, imagine.
Because they'll be talking. Come on, you fuck. Come on, miss it, you fuck. Like they'll be saying stuff, won't they? It'd be well good that.
And Jordan Pickford's bad for it, isn't he? He's always talking to himself and chatting away. And
of course he talks to himself. They're off the fucking nappers. You ever met a normal keeper?
No.
Right.
Goalkeepers are insane, aren't
Do you know what they do? They go, hey, football looks good. I'm going to play that, but not play that.
Yeah.
Did you see that clip of
I'm going to play
Barthez?
the bit of this team sport that's on your own.
Did you see the clip of Barthez? I saw it before when he played outfield. I completely forgot about that. But he looked.
It was pre-season, wasn't it?
Was it pre-season?
I've forgotten this.
Just like,
I think Ferg gives him 45 minutes up front.
Really?
Just like, but he looks like somebody's dad who's been given a game in a match. And you just think, like they must have been good at football when they were young, but just not good enough.
There was a thing on.
There's levels in between being like playing for Manchester United and looking like you know how to play football. As always, this episode of Off the Bar is sponsored by Green King Sport, where football is more than just a game.
The league season is entering the business end of it, or as Sir Alex Ferguson used to call it, squeaky bum time. And you can make sure you don't miss out on any of the action. Green King Sport venues are showing every single televised United fixture. With over 900 Green King Sports pubs across the UK, you can make sure you don't miss out even one single minute of the action.
Football is best enjoyed with your mates. So if you're not at the ground this month, get a text in a group chat and head to your local Green King Sports venue to catch the game.
Don't forget to download the Green King Sport app so you don't miss out on any exclusive competitions and discounts whenever there's a game on. There's a link in the description. Saturday Social did this thing on the weekend, funnily enough, where they took a load of players, like 6 players, down to Newcastle's training ground. So Eddie Howe and what's his name? Is it Jason Tyndall? Yeah. Them two get to look at these 6 players. One of them is a professional, the other 5 aren't, and they run a load of drills with him. And they have to eliminate one each round, and then they have left with obviously the one.
That actually sounds like quite compelling football content.
It was good content, which is bizarre.
What's happened there? Someone been sacked?
Yeah, it slipped through the net. It'll be gone next week. Don't worry, they'll replace it with let's get 2 rival fans to slap each other.
Oh, let's do Combine 11.
Yeah, we've not done none of them before. So they did it, and then they picked this lad. He was French, and they picked him as the professional, and he was. But the reason they kept saying, I'm not sure about this guy, because like his touch is great, but then some of his finishing.
Was he a keeper?
Got it. He said, I do play in the French like 3rd tier or whatever, but I'm a goalkeeper. And they were like,
so that's a really interesting way to level it out, actually.
Yeah, because you could see he had a bit about him, like he could go past somebody.
But, you know, some of the lads like Oki and stuff at ours, you train with them and you just sit there going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Is Oki a goalkeeper?
No.
Right.
Oki's played for England.
What?
Yeah.
Right. So anyone doesn't know, this is Stretford Paddock FC. This, so don't be surprised if half this podcast is about Stretford Paddock FC.
Well, you've seen it up close at training. The ability on some of the lads, especially when Isaac or whatever, and that comes down.
If you ever play 5-a-side though,
and he's a non-league player.
Yeah, but if you play 5-a-side with like a semi-pro, they're mint. They stand out. Yeah. Like like he's got something about him. And like the levels up the pyramid are just ridiculous. Even at the very, very bottom. Once you get into semi-pro,
we had a lad who played for us a couple of years ago called Isaac. He's absolutely banging them in for Warrington, which are Northern Prem.
That's a decent standard, that,
Northern Prem. Most people will go, well, his shit's non-league.
No.
He played opposite Delo in the Euros under-19 final a few years back.
Well, so
Delo was marking him, and he played every game for England. And I think it's the same team that Reece James was in. I think Ramsdale was the keeper in that team. There's another one in that team as well. There's a few of them. Joe, you go, oh, fucking no. Mason Mount was in that team as well, actually.
It's always fascinating to me, players like that who've been at such a high level when they're at 18, 19. There was a really good piece in, amazingly, I think it was in the Evening News, which doesn't happen very often, about, is it James Weir, who made his debut when Marcus made his Premier League debut.
He's not got a club anymore.
No, I think he doesn't play anymore. He plays 7-a-side in the Cheshire League, or in Cheshire Vibes or whatever. But he was talking about how he went, I can't remember where he went. He went, forgive me, I've forgotten, but he got a transfer from United, injuries, ended up playing like Slovakia or something. And then, like, you know, he's 28 now and he's retired from professional football. Yeah. But you think at the age of 19 or whatever, he was on a similar level to Marcus Rashford. And look at what Rashford's doing now. And now look at him, he's not playing.
Oki was a big one coming through England. I think he played England either 18s or 16s, one of those two. Yeah. I think he got transferred from Liverpool. I think Blackburn paid money for him. Yeah. And then I don't know if it was a free transfer or whatever, but he ended up at Accrington. And he scored for Accrington, League 2.
Yeah.
No, and at the minute he's
like your mate, Opera, innit?
Yeah, Opera's.
We were going through last time when you was on here. We had him on the brew. We were going through his Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
Accrington Stanley legend and all that. But no, that's a high standard. You might laugh, but it is. Do you know what I mean?
We watch Premier League football most out of all the football that we watch. Yeah. And it's literally the standard at the moment. And like anyone who plays Premier League, like the worst player on a Premier League team looks like prime Maradona.
Yeah.
Playing with mortals.
100%. 100%. When we was at Soccer once and Ravel was there and he was injured, he'd had an operation.
But he was
I know he was. But this point is, he was limping. And then he played limping and was still nutmegging everyone and just skinning everyone. It was just like...
Chucky came down to training the other week. And Chucky still had a fucking touch.
Yeah.
What is it? He must be pushing 60.
Yeah. Can we find out how Brian McClare is, someone, please? And just shout out to me when you find out. I'll put it on the screen.
They were doing rondos. And his touch was immaculate. There wasn't a single ball went the direction he didn't want it to go.
That's class, that. Because he said he still does, like, charity games and stuff. He's 60. So he's 60 years old, playing with all you lads who are in your 20s and that, and he's still got it.
Well, like, I still play with Phil Marsh, you know, don't you, on a Monday night, and even because did he have something break his knee or something, or
he didn't
had an
debut at
operation,
United, did he? But did he win a youth cup?
I think he did, yeah. But like even him, you can tell that he's had training at that level, or like he's grown up at such a high level. You're just watching him. The lads that we play with are not particularly any good, but like. Just some of the things he does, I just think he's clearly like limping around a little bit, and he's not as fit as he used to be. But just his touch and things like that, I just think, wow. Like, and I don't know how old he's probably older than me, still probably in his 40s maybe. But it's just it's ridiculous.
Well, we played last year. We played against Danny Simpson, Stephen Howson, and Oman Nias. Oman Nias like a fucking freight train. Yeah. Like there was just no one getting anywhere near him. I don't know if he scored 5 or 6, but he was just ridiculous.
All of them at one point were mint.
Yeah, like Danny Simpson. So our striker Ryan, Danny Simpson's coaching him how to try and get away from him while defending him. Like what? Like how easy is this for you? That you're like actually,
what you want to try?
Run away from me, and then actually like try and explode past me on this side, and he's like.
It's like you say as well, the coaching, man. Not just the natural ability, the technical ability they've got, but like that coaching from the age of like 7.
It's the ability to see stuff like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, for me, the difference between all of the levels is decision making and timing. That's it. And the higher up the levels that you go, the quicker it is. Like we see Premier League players, and when you watch them now playing, 99% of their involvements on the ball are very, very basic. They might set someone here, they might try and play a 1-2. Yeah. They'll try and control it and pass it in 2-touch. Real simple basic shit. But if you see how quickly they get closed down, they can't do anything else other than that. So when you see someone like that little jink that Mainu did the other day, and he takes like 3 or 4 touches, or even the one that he did against Liverpool, you'd go, oh my God. But that shit happens at lower level 5-6 times a day, but you're not getting closed down by someone, a top 1% athlete who's just fucking on you. And then you go, oh shit. Like Danny Fox played against us. I think he played for Southampton, West Brom, people like that maybe. Something like that.
So Premier League or Championship level.
Yeah. So I think he had 300-400 games. He played against us at the weekend. Yeah. And Nosa likes to receive the ball with his back to a player. And how good is he at controlling it and rolling someone? It's fucking almost perfect. He got nowhere. Danny Fox must have just gone, I've seen this a fucking 1,000 times, get out of my way. Yeah. And he got nothing, no joy out of him whatsoever. Wow. And you just think, he's a pretty ordinary Premier League player in the grand scheme of things, never close to winning it. But here he is at he's 35, 36 something now.
So
just
good.
Too easy for him.
Do you know what I mean?
But I used to watch players when I was a kid, like the likes of, say, John O'Shea at the time, and you think, we probably just have been spoiled with United players. Because I'd watch John O'Shea and think, unlike Phil Neville, and think,
crap.
I could fucking do that.
Yeah.
So like,
no, I know what you mean, because we love John O'Shea, but I get what you mean, because he was never, if you look at John O'Shea's time at United, most of the time he wasn't a first team player. Yeah. He came in when someone was injured, someone was missing. His goal against Liverpool, he came on as a sub. I know he didn't come on to score, but he did. And some of the other games he played in, it was like, Neville's out or Wes Brown's out or whoever. But obviously,
he's got 400 games to his back.
I know, that's what I mean, but he's mint. He's obviously ridiculously good at football.
I wonder, who is so we look at McTominay and we go, not very technical, can't really play a forward pass. If he came down to train at our level, do we just throw up with how good he is?
Yeah, of course you would.
Do you think it's a confidence thing? Because if he dropped down to Paddock's level, would he be like, well, I'm clearly the best player here?
We would be thinking he's Ballon d'Or worthy, I'm sure.
Yeah. But he himself, in his own head, he'd be thinking, I don't need to stress that I'm going to get clattered by somebody because I know I can manoeuvre past him. so his confidence rises as well. Not only his ability is probably a level above everyone, but just his like, because I've played with like people who are a lot less good at football than me. Like, I'm not saying I'm any good, but you suddenly feel
you relax,
and then you relax, and then like I went to Paddock and I had to like up my game and stuff. So like, I don't know whether there's a bit of that as well. And if you're Scott McTominay, does he feel that?
It's just that speed, isn't it? So his touch or his processing probably isn't quite like Manchester United first choice starting midfielder. Yeah. It might be squad player level, but it's not first choice starting midfielder level. It's not, Casemiro or Mainu sort of way to process what's going on. So maybe he just needs that extra quarter of a second. Because I think that's the sort of timings that you're dealing with. You're not saying like he needs 5 more seconds. No one gets 5 seconds in possession. No. But it's probably just like, a fraction of a second extra he needs. Maybe that's why he looks so good in international football, because international football is a beat slower than Premier League. So in international football, he looks like a great footballer. And maybe that's the difference. Is if he went to another country, maybe even somewhere like Spain, which is more technical, but it's a little bit slower. Because England, Germany is like just fucking absolute chaos, isn't it? And I wonder if like
we've seen that though with Serie A, haven't we? We've seen a lot of players go to Serie A who you think are done, and like the Smallings, the Youngs, the Sanchez's go there. Even Lukaku, I know Lukaku scored goals in the Premier League, but he was having a bit of a bad time of it, wasn't he? But when he left for Inter, and then he's smashing in goals every week, and it's like, just like you saying, it just because that little bit slower, just that little bit like.
The Premier League's
extra
not
time you've got
at the top. It's very technical, but like as an average, an aggregate almost, it's not as technical as Spain or Italy, I don't think. But what it makes up with is it's absolute fucking chaos.
Yeah.
Like it is blood and thunder. Like if you watch the Premier League and then watch the Championship and you go, fucking hell, everyone else in the world looks at the Premier League the way we look at the Championship, like, fuck me, that's carnage.
Yeah.
Because it's carnage. You see games that are just fucking absolute end to end, any United game. Like, just fucking end to end, zero fucking control in them whatsoever. That's what we look at the Championship like. It's what the rest of the world looks like. United like.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Premier League. Like.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we saw that. We did see.
I wonder if Fellaini looked like he's got feet. He probably would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would.
Because he's just one of those where he's just not got it to play for United, and with the amount of pressure it comes with doing that. But if you put him in like, even like a League 1, League 2 team, does he look like Beckenbauer?
Fellaini, three trophies at United. How many players can say that post-Fergie? He started in all 3 finals as well. Let's not forget. Did you see that podcast he did on the United podcast? Bizarrely, they didn't do it. It was weird because he's been in England for the England-Belgium game, but they didn't get him in the studio. They did it via Zoom or whatever. And his camera, it was like when you did Andy Cole. It's like he did his camera. And we love Andy Cole, by the way, but one of the most bizarre interviews when Steve interviewed him on Zoom and he was like, it was just
it's not one of my top 10.
Yeah, but Fellaini's like he's got his camera down here, so he's like shooting up that way, and it just looks a bit weird. I've not watched it all yet, but I want to see it. Yeah, bit odd. The Brentford game, we conceded loads of shots. Right, okay. I'm sure you've spoken about enough. We've spoken about enough on the channel. We were shocking against Brentford. We got away with a draw, I think. Let's be honest, because even though we scored the winner, what could have been the winner in the 96th minute.
Why can't we hold on?
I know.
You've been shit. You've got a goal. It's everyone's injured now, and just really, if you're not all getting booked for time wasting, we're not doing it right, are we?
The worst thing was
it 90 seconds after?
Jaden was there, and we was watching the game, and obviously we scored. We celebrated. I sat down. As I'm sitting down, he must have stood up, and I could tell from his face. You know what you could tell? It was all over his face. It was like, he went. And I thought, oh no. And as I went, oh no, they scored. And I was just like,
why wouldn't your first instinct to be protect that goal? Like, you just scored, like you said.
We've been shit. We've somehow scabbed a win.
Yeah.
Just now, like, if you, like, all of you get booked for time wasting.
But we've done it. How many times has that happened this season where we scored and then conceded straight after?
Have you seen that montage of all the cutback goals we've conceded?
Oh, mate, we love conceding a goal like that, don't we? Honestly. What is going on there? Why is it always the same move that does us? Why has no one gone, we need to stop?
I need someone to go knock on his door.
Yeah.
Gaffer, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Which game's that from? Is it from Bayern Munich? No. Is it from Brentford? No. Take your pick.
Yeah, it is actually. And all the rest of them, actually.
Yeah, it's from all the games, Gaffer.
Have we even got clean sheets this year? And like, Onana's in the running for Golden Glove, which is bonkers.
Imagine, he must be
I
fuming.
wonder how good he is. Because we have no idea.
No.
We have no true representation of how good he is.
Do you
We've
reckon-
gone, let's fucking fire shots at him.
Do you reckon he stopped
stag
training now? He goes, I don't need training. I'll just wait till the game. I'm gonna get 50 shots in the game. I don't need to train this week. I'll just.
Imagine, I mean, he must be doing 100 shots a week.
Yeah. Most keepers in a game have like, especially for United. Remember when Van der Sar used to have like one shot on him a game
And kick off.
Yeah, and he'd go berserk.
And he wasn't a man that kicked off.
No,
But
I used to love that about him because he could have a worldy shot against him in the 93rd minute and he'd save it because he's just on it. And yet Onana's having him from the first second to the 90th.
It's like some Matrix shit with Onana, isn't it?
It is. Honestly, it's unreal. And the good news for him is he's got 2 games where I reckon he's gonna have a little bit to
have
do.
a sweepstake on how many shots over the next 2 games.
Right. Okay.
The low bar's at 60, innit?
60.
The high bar's got to be 80. Call it. Let's call it. I'm gonna say 74.
Really? 70,
No.
That's a lot, bro.
I'm gonna go 67.
Right. I don't think it'll be that high. Because that's...
I think you're high.
No,
You don't think it'll be high.
It will be high. Don't forget that 67, if like, say, Chelsea have 32 shots.
33 and 34.
Yeah, that's like record-breaking tackle. I think Brentford had more shots against us than they've ever had in the Premier League.
What was Brentford? How much?
31.
Was it 31?
So that's still...
I think Liverpool can do 40.
Don't.
But Joel, the madness is...
Do you know who can't do 40?
They had more shots when we...
No.
When we kept the clean sheet against them than they had when they beat us 7-0.
That's 7-0.
Or
They had 8. I think they had 8 shots in the 7-0. And obviously scored from 7 of them. And in the 0-0, I think they had like 12 or something on side.
I think they had a higher XG in the game where we kept a clean sheet than when they beat us 7-0.
That's so bizarre. It's so weird, though, that we've just continued in this vein. That we've not gone, we need to address it. It's just like, be all right. Like, well, it's not, is it? We're fucking sat in 6. We're conceding goals every single game.
I've just done a preview, though, and I've put Martinez on my team.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's the thing, but I put him in. I put Mount in. I put Casemiro in.
I'd go with all that. I think, yeah.
And do you think, like, so what's different from this season to last season? We go, okay, well, last season, the midfield partnership in the pivot was largely Eriksen Casemiro.
Yeah.
And then you go, I wonder why I've got no control this year. Well, you haven't had them two. You haven't had them two. And then you go, okay, what else do we have in defence? Well, Varane wasn't that injured. No. Certainly not this injured. Martinez played, I don't know how many games he played, but it was a lot.
Right up until Sevilla, I think he played every game, didn't he?
And then you had Luke Shaw, like one of his best seasons.
Yeah.
You also, up front, you had Bruno created, I think, the most chances in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And Marcus had an all-time season.
Yeah.
So you go, what's happened? Well, there's like 6 or 7 players there that have either totally not doing what they did or totally aren't available. So you go, well, can 6 or 7 players make a difference to a team? Fucking right they can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why have we got no control? Because even Shaw, Martinez, Casemiro, Eriksen, I trust them to play out.
And even like some of the fringe players offered something. Like
Martial
offered you some goals. Sancho, despite having 3 months off, still managed to score some goals. Yeah. Anthony,
Liverpool and that.
Yeah, Anthony scored 3 Premier League goals in his first 3 games, I think. Like they offered you a bit.
A bit downhill from there, then.
Yeah, kind of. I think that was his last 3 goals. But like in the Premier League this season, your fringe players are offering you next to nothing, if not nothing, and your actual best players are putting up 7s and 8s in terms of goals. The Marcus has got 7, Højlund's got 7 or 8 or whatever. Casemiro, who's like our 3rd top scorer, has got 4.
You think we went all the distance with an absolute paper-thin squad last season?
Yeah.
Well, that affected Liverpool last season. You know, the season before, they'd done similar and then completely tossed it off last year. And then this year, they bounced back. What's the massive difference? Well, it's how tired they were from the previous season. You know, is that... You know, is Marcus getting a hangover from that? Is Bruno getting a hangover from that? I think they are.
What do you do then? How do you fix it?
Drugs.
Right. Okay. Asthma medicine. That could be the way forward. Allegedly.
I've always liked cycling.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. If only we knew someone.
Yeah. If just anyone involved in cycling that's maybe had scandals around potential doping issues, someone like that. Anyone,
if you can't beat him. You're going 67 shots in the next 2 games against us.
Yeah, maybe I'm doing it for content. I don't know.
All right. Well,
I also put Arsenal 8th. It's probably wrong on that as well, wasn't it?
Who cares? You know what? You may as well. What's the point in putting him dead high? What joy do you get out of that? What good comes from that? Do you think Arsenal fans are going to go, well done, bro? Thanks for that. Do you think other fans go,
yeah, you nailed that.
Yeah, like they're just still going to have a go at you. Oh, you knew how good we were. So why not? He's saying 67. I'm going to go 52.
Well, I'll go 68 then. Just
Whoa.
If we're just going to go crazy with it. No, I don't know. I mean, like you said, when we beat Liverpool, they had less shots. I don't know. I don't know how it'll go. It's United.
Really?
There's no consistency
I'll
at
tell you
all.
exactly how it's going to go. We're getting fucked on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, proper.
Do you reckon?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any fucking way we win in that game.
You going?
Yeah.
Me too. And I kind of agree with you.
I might just keep the keys in the car.
Yeah. Do you know
Sunday's
what?
kind of
Yeah.
irrelevant,
Keep
though.
it running.
Is Sunday just kind of irrelevant? Like we're
Not
expected.
really, no, because if we fucking beat them, we can stop them winning the league.
Oh, yeah, okay,
and do you know what? I think we should have a lap of honour.
I didn't even-
I
didn't even think that we could beat them.
I think we have a parade. I think if he loses badly,
Oh yeah, it's like
like
I
with
know the
Brailsford
papers
sat in that
will-
stadium listening to fans booing, I think that could affect his future prospects.
against Liverpool.
Yeah, because I think that, like, the good thing about the Glazers, if you're a manager, is the Glazers probably didn't even know the score when you got beat. Do you know what I mean? Unless Ed Woodward rang them and
Yeah,
told
now
them.
they're all like.
You've got Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Your big
in
hitters
the-
are actually on the fucking row behind Fergie.
Yeah, they're sat there watching it, listening to the crowd.
Getting
and they,
texts off the mates.
so, yeah, and they understand football. They know what is a good performance and what isn't, and what is a good result and what isn't. So if he's got Brailsford sat there watching United get beat 4-0 at home to Liverpool as they go on to win the title, I don't think it does his job prospects any good at all. I think he's done.
They can't expect us to win it, I don't think. But like you say, if it's a 4-0 battering, 5-0 battering or something like
I mean, even Ollie, he had his stock quite high constantly.
that. Exactly, yeah.
That was bad. The Ollie 5-0 in was. I think that was worse than the 7-0.
Do you know what
That was like the worst performance I think I've ever seen a United team.
There was 2 points in that game which were the lowest points for me as a United fan. One was where it kicked off with Ronaldo and only Fred and Bruno got involved, and Maguire and everyone was just stood around as everyone in the ground was screaming at him to go and run over there and get involved. And the second bit was when the guy, the fourth official, put up the board at half time for 4 minutes of added time, and we all started kicking off because it was only 4 minutes, and then they scored a fourth. I was like, I don't think I can hit any more rock bottoms in this fucking game, and I've had 2 already. It was absolutely minging. And then when you think it can't get any worse, that's not a word, worse, Paul Pogba comes on and gets sent off straight away after setting up a goal. Thanks for that, Paul Abeel. That was 80 million quid well spent.
It's crazy going on.
I was like, what is going on?
I don't even think I can sign him, if he was available.
No, I don't think
or
you could.
if he was up for it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even think he can play.
No,
for
he
us.
can't. He can't play in the because
Was that
you're
part of the
still.
spell that was on him? That he can't play for Paddock either.
By the
spell
way,
that his brother put on it.
all I'm learning from this is Voodoo's real.
What did his brother do? Was it Mbappe? The Mbappe spell?
I don't know.
Because there was rumours one that he did the Mbappe spell when we played Paris Saint-Germain, that when Marcus got the winner, or the penalty. And if you watch that game, the highlights of Mbappe that game, it's like he's won a competition to play for Paris Saint-Germain for the evening. I could do what he does in that game. Like, you're watching it going, what's going on here? That's not Kylian Mbappe. Like, why is he falling over the ball? And that, apparently that was when they put the spell on him. Can't believe I'm saying these words out loud. But yeah, it's all very bizarre.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, like this, his brother's put a spell on him came out when everything was kind of all right for him. Yeah. And then you hear he's put a spell on him, and holy shit, it couldn't really have gone much worse.
No.
Career's over.
Yeah, his career over.
So I'm saying, who'd you spell, guy?
Well,
man?
didn't Yaya Toure do it on Pep? Didn't he put a spell on him that he's never going to win? And didn't he raise it last year? He said, right, I'm releasing.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said, because he put a spell on him.
Not bad, why did he not?
I know, well, apparently it was either him or his agent said, right, we've put a spell on Pep Guardiola, he's never going to win the Champions League, because they fell out. And then he went, apparently last season he went, it's good news. Yaya Toure says his agent has released the
and
spell.
they win the fucking Champions League.
Mate.
Right, okay, all I can hear is Voodoo's real. That's all I can hear.
I'm fucking, listen, I'll go down the Voodoo route if it gives us another title. I don't care.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, listen, I think as Manchester United fans, anyone who's a practicing Voodoo fella, get in touch with the channel, right? Yeah. We will put a Voodoo on every other fucker in the league, so United win the league next year, right? Adam, stop laughing. Voodoo's clearly real. We've just given you 2 anecdotal bits of evidence that are irrefutable, right?
Yeah.
So therefore,
Kylian Mbappe has a stinker. In fact, 3. Kylian Mbappe has a stinker.
Yeah.
Paul Pogba's career goes to the dogs, and Pep Guardiola starts winning Champions League.
Right. So let's stop laughing at it. Let's recognise that Voodoo is the higher power in the world. That we need to get on board. Erik ten Hag, Voodoo Reds.
And what was it? Voodoo practitioner.
Get in touch. Show us your Yelp reviews, and we will choose the one with the best Yelp reviews, and we'll put a Voodoo on the other 19 teams in the league.
And we'll win the league. We did a thing
21 is coming
on the watch along where Adam McCullough had us touching a picture of Anthony Martial. This is true. Before the game, we put him on the phone and touched a picture of Martial, right? Put your finger on it. He's going to score today. He's going to score. And he scored. Yeah, but we didn't do it again. Because we thought, like, obviously, it didn't work. Like, it's not real, so we don't want to tempt it.
That's why he's been injured since.
Yeah, but listen, I don't care. I'll go down the Voodoo route. I'd go down the Voodoo route just to see us beat the Scousers, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, if you get in touch before Friday, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, just we don't want big Voodoo, right? He's going for the title, right? And I get that might take a lot of Voodoo dolls, a lot of pins. You might not have time for that. I'll just settle for the Liverpool game, personally.
Yeah,
I'm all right with that.
I'll just settle for not as many injuries, maybe, for a bit.
What's the ideal way this season ends?
Now. Finished. Like, just.
Is it City win it, but then just get stripped of, like. Because they can't do them for this season, can they? Although that could come out at a later date.
The thing is, if City
get investigated, is it from 12 to 19 or something?
Yeah, but also, I think like if City do get found guilty, everything they've done will just be tainted.
Yeah, that's what I'm not asking.
Yeah, so that. But for me, the ideal scenario now is Arsenal win the title. I know you've got more of a skin in the game because you have to do a podcast with an Arsenal fan, but come on, it's not as bad.
Just so they've not done 4 in a row.
Yeah, it's not as bad as City or Liverpool. It's just not.
It kind of is though.
For me, it's not, bro. I know you've got it's different for you, but I some twerps on Twitter, who gives a shit? Like, I can live with that. Like, City fans, you never see any of them, and then all of a sudden when they've won a title, you go out your door and it's like loads of people in City fans, even in Salford, in City tops. I'm like, what's going on here? So Real Madrid win the Champions League because he gives a shit, yeah, and we win the FA Cup. And that's
and then City get found guilty.
City get found guilty.
And they take off them, what would it be, 4 titles in that time?
And Liverpool appoint Steven Gerrard as the successor to Jurgen Klopp.
I could finish to that.
I could, definitely.
I saw a wee meme before, which was Liverpool are worried that they're going to have the sort of fallout that United have had post-Fergie. Whereas, I'll get the wording right for this.
The thing is, right, you could see that happening because Klopp is such a big character at that club. And also, you see at City, right? If Pep leaves City, I still think, unless they get done and relegated because of these charges or whatever, they'll have success. They won 2 of the last 4 titles before he arrived. They were in the Champions League semi-final 4 months before he took the job. They already had De Bruyne, Aguero, Company, Silva. They bought players for him. Yeah. They've got a structure there that is geared towards success. So if they were to replace Pep Guardiola would say Nagelsmann, I could still see them winning a title. I think Klopp, he does a lot, and he's like this force in that club. He's got the fans on board.
They've had
the players play for him.
An absolute golden period of success. I don't know who you find that wins 1 more title in 34 years.
I was worried about him, man. I'm worried where he's going then. I thought he'd lost it.
It's unparalleled success. I don't know how you even get anyone close to 1 title in 34 years.
I can't, honestly. I don't know if it's
absolute period of dominance.
If they win a second title, though, I might have
the level that they're going to go to with whoever comes in next, and that manager only having to win like 1 title in 10 years.
I mean, maybe we can get Ranieri in. What's he doing nowadays? He's had the same level of success.
Don't know.
I think that could be a good continuation for him. It would be unbearable though if they win it. Even City winning it.
Oh, it means more, obviously.
Yeah,
you know that.
I couldn't cope with it. I mean, it was bad enough last time. They couldn't even properly celebrate it because of COVID, but imagine it this time.
I celebrated them celebrating it. If you're telling me, listen, in your match-going lifetime, because they obviously won while I was alive, but in your match-going lifetime, Liverpool are going to win a title, but we're going to have to change the rules. We're going to have to introduce extra substitutes. It's going to happen in fucking June because the season had to get put on ice for 3 months because of the spicy cough everyone got, and we all got locked in our houses, and they are going to win a title. but none of their fans are going to be allowed inside the stadium to actually celebrate it. So it's just going to be a bit of fucking fireworks on the streets of West Derby. Yeah, I can roll with that.
Yeah, if they had to do it, then that is the way to do it, innit? That's the way we'd want it. Do you know what I mean? The way it should be done.
And then, within a couple of years of that, what we're going to say, I mean, by the way, it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. This is what I mean. Like, they've sort of twisted the narrative a little bit, like Liverpool fans, in that Jurgen Klopp, his whole time there has been a success. And I'm not saying he hasn't had success, because obviously he has, but you feel like they won the Champions League, 2019? They won the title in 2020. You've got to deliver more than just the League Cup and the FA Cup post that, really. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you'd have to win.
Especially when you, I went
for me.
They've at one point, or currently, they think they've got the best keeper in the world, the best manager in the world, the best fans in the world.
Best right back in the world.
Best right back, left back, centre half in the world. One of the best midfielders in the world, best right winger.
Yeah.
At the time when they had Mane, they thought they had the best left winger.
Yeah.
And the best, fucking tactically naive striker.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many flags are going to be if they win the league this year, though, with Klopp leaving at the same time? There's just going to be, I mean, especially near me, I live
you're deep in the belly of the beast, aren't you, son? Mate,
So,
I'd move. Honestly, I would move. I would not be living there. I couldn't, it'd just be unbearable.
No.
Honestly, that sounds horrendous. So you're going, well, I would take it, do you think we're going to lose both these games this week?
I mean, Chelsea's a fucking hard game for us, man, because what they're good at, we're really bad at.
I don't think there's been two more unpredictable teams in the history of the Premier League than United and Chelsea.
This season, yeah.
This season. Chelsea could win a...
Remember when going to Stamford Bridge was even with peak Rooney, we're not winning.
Bro,
it's like a draw right now.
I've not been back because I went twice in one season. Last time I was there, and we got knocked out of both cups. And I thought, I'm a jinx, I ain't fucking coming back here. Do you know what I mean? And that was about 10 years ago, whatever. I've not been back. That's Fergie, it's 11 years ago, I've not been back since. But yeah, it was hard. Stamford Bridge, but it was hard.
It's tough to get to, whereas now, I don't know. This week is, I don't know.
Would you take 2 draws? Even though that was absolutely nothing for us in terms
of... Does jack shit in terms of can we get top 5?
It stopped me throwing up in my seat or where I'm stood on Sunday. I don't care how defeated this is.
What is the nature of the draw?
Last minute equalisers for us in both games.
Handball that VAR didn't spot.
VAR didn't spot. Yeah, and it turns out that the VAR operative was born and bred in Droylsden. He was like, it turns out that he's actually a United season ticket holder.
Yeah, so Liverpool have to get an apology off VAR on Monday morning, and it ruins their title.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I'd have that, 100%. Do you know what I mean?
Anything to stop them winning the title.
Yeah,
anything.
That'd be so good. Anything. Yeah, what do you reckon? Would you take 2 draws now?
No.
Shit.
Would I? No, I'm not taking the draw. No, I don't know. United just surprise you every week. You come in thinking they're gonna smack Fulham up and then they get stuffed. But no, I'm not taking a draw.
No.
I think we'll win one of those games.
Right. One final question.
I don't know why. I just
which one are we going to win then?
The Liverpool game.
Good lad. I like that delusion. Does Eric
I can see it being like we lose one and win the other, and it being not the one you think.
I'd say that. I'd definitely take us losing.
5-0 to Chelsea.
All I want
and then
is Chelsea just to win their FA Cup semi-final.
That's great because that feels like a get out of jail free card for us. I mean, losing the FA Cup final if we get past Coventry would be minging, but losing it to Chelsea I can stomach. Losing it to City again. I don't even know if I can go.
Can we be in the match after 25 seconds this
time?
No, man. That was fucking wank last year.
It was bad one. Me and you went down together, and Bob took our sons, and obviously different ages, and I was sat on my seat with my lad, telling him how we were going to do these today. Don't worry. As Gundogan scored. And he had them bloody bucket hats. Mine got dashed. Get rid of that shite. Honestly.
It couldn't have been more fucking comical.
No.
But there was at no point did you it's all right, they've scored early.
Yeah.
It was
I was dreading, and I'm sitting there thinking, at what point did me and him leave? When it's 3-0? When it's 4-0? When do I say to him, we're going? And at least we made a bit of a game of it. But
I usually think
much.
Scoring in the first few minutes is one of the worst things you can do because I think
it's not
against Manchester
I know it's not.
It really is. There's probably some actual science which is if you score in the first 5 minutes, you win.
If you score against United at Old Trafford when Sir Alex Ferguson is the United manager, then yes, it's not a good idea. If you score in the first few minutes, because you're probably going to lose 7-1.
Yeah, because Fergie goes 2 at the back, have it formation immediately.
He's annoyed, and like you guaranteed a win then.
So when they scored, I was like, get in.
No, I genuinely thought. I honestly, it entered in my head that this could be 7-0. And I'm not lying. I thought this could be like a record-breaking FA Cup final.
I didn't think anything. I just was like, fuck's sake.
It's boring, isn't it? They're boring.
Yeah,
they are.
Just let them get relegated.
It's just
boring. It's all when they won't be boring. If the Premier League, I am holding on to the hope. I'm projecting here big time because obviously I've got zero information.
We've got his hope, Stephen.
Nobody's got any information on this. The Premier League are playing those cards super close to their chest. The fact that the Court of Arbitration for Sport ruling that they weren't allowed to investigate stuff over a certain time period, which is why City were cleared, not because they didn't do it. And City at no point have ever never denied doing it either. I think they've just fucking...
where'd you get them emails from? Oh, the email's wrong. Well, never mind whether they're wrong or not. Where have you got them from?
Should have got them.
Yeah, that's not the point.
They've never... I don't actually... They might have done, but I don't think they've ever denied any wrongdoing. I think they've just tried to...
But even that CAS ruling, it was 3-man panel. One of them was a proper pro City, and the one that was another one wasn't, and another one that wasn't had ties to City, like something to do with it. It was like...
Well, either way, the ruling came out, and then the timing was super fucking weird close to that ruling coming out when the Premier League went, anyway, we're investigating them as well. And you think, just from a pure PR point of view, you must know what you've got in your pocket to the point where you go... Surely, like the chairman of the Premier League or whoever, CEO of the Premier League goes, lads, do you know how fucking stupid we will look if we put this out the week after they've just been found or cleared of all the wrongdoing? Like, you're going to look absolutely ridiculous. So my hope is that they put it out then because they're going to do them, because they know they're going to do them.
Yeah,
I think they'll appeal like fuck.
I know, they can't appeal. They can't appeal.
Can they not?
I'm pretty sure. We'll double check, because I'm going to double check if City can appeal. I thought they couldn't appeal. I think this decision is final.
Yeah.
Double check that. But the question is, what do you believe? Do you believe that the Premier League are that stupid that they've done this, or that City
hope not.
Are that clean cut?
Do you know the thing is as well? Wrong? The thing is, ultimately, nobody give a fuck where Jack Walker's money came from.
No.
It's just all of these, and I don't feel sorry for City.
No.
But I do kind of understand the frustration that some of the fans have. Is like the goalposts have shifted from some of the ways.
Era,
when Abramovich did what he did, the Newcastle owners did what they did, and Jack Walker did what he did. All of this was fine until they got involved, really. So I understand them kicking off that the goalposts have moved, right? But also, you can legitimately ruin the sport if it's allowed to carry on the way it was.
And it's not just about the Man City, is it? Because that's the top end of it. It's about clubs that are teetering and where you've got
things like Reading and things like that. I mean, that's absolute fucking...
You've just got gung-ho in it and you're spending money you shouldn't be spending, and then next thing you know, the club's going bump.
Yeah.
It's to stop things like that rather than just oil-rich clubs just splashing...
Realistically, it's more like that. Actually, ironically, it was kind of to stop stuff that's gone on with the Glazers.
He said they can't... I read that they couldn't appeal. I mean... The argument is, I agree with you. I actually think you're right that the goalposts have moved, but it's like if everyone else has abided by these rules and not bought that player that they could have bought, that could.
Do you know what the thing is, though?
You haven't abided by the rules.
You might have unlimited money, realistically.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you have not set up legitimate companies, boshed a load of dough into them, and sponsored yourself legit, rather than make a mad email trail of evidence that shows that you just blagged it? Like, honestly, they've got that much money that they could have bought William Hill. Yeah. Right? They could have bought William Hill and gone, by the way, you're now sponsoring City for all the money and all the riches in the world.
Yeah.
Like, well, how do I write that down? Put all the money and all the riches in the world. Right. And then they'd have been fine. Under the FFP ruling, they'd have been fine, I think. But, like, the way they've supposedly set up those black betting companies and stuff like that, just really, really, like, amateur for how much dosh is involved. You could have literally made a fucking company and made it lose money.
You must have thought, though, you get into sort of 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, you think, we've got away with this. Like, I mean, they still might, but you must think, we're home and dry. We are done. Like, this is all happy days. And then the Premier League finally wake up and go, oh, you know what, actually.
They've been so harsh on Everton and Forest and that, with regards to profit and sustainability regulations. I just can't imagine that City only get a slap on the wrist.
But this is the thing, like, the punishment could be, City could get relegated, right? Not get stripped of their titles, and it'd be worth it for them.
Yeah.
Because they still have.
But we'd also just get to say, you cheated.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't matter. And everyone's just going around painting asterisks on everything.
Yeah, that is true.
And whether or not I even agree with the definition that they cheated, because it's only the same as other owners have doped up in the past in a way. I'm taking it because it's all I've got.
You're not wrong. Hey, it's all we've got at the minute. Yeah. Hey, asterisks that we put on ourselves on that Premier League title thing. Listen, we're going to wrap it up there. Big thank you to Green King Sport for sponsoring this podcast. Mr. Ashton, I've enjoyed your visits to this channel again.
Oh, thanks.
Make sure next time you arrive, you've got cakes. They don't have to be mechanical moving
I'll bring
ones.
cakes
Just
next
some
time.
cakes, yeah.
Definitely.
I'll see you on Friday, won't I? We're brewing it up.
With us?
I've not got a guest yet. I better get my finger out. I've only got 2 days. What was I got? What days it? She's got 3 days to sort a guest out. I'll sort it out, don't worry. That's been Stephen Howson. That's been Adam Ashton. I've been Jay Motty. This has been Off the Bar, brought to you by Green King Sport. Thanks for watching.